Welcome back. 2022 has been an interesting and difficult year with the cost of living crisis hurting many families. And at times of uncertainty, many people turn to the stars to find comfort or to uncover how, when and why events in their lives will unfold.
Well, enter Natasha Weber, aka Astro Tash, who's breaking down what is happening in the stars. So with Mars in retrograde and Pluto moving into Aquarius, what can we expect from 2023?
Let's go. Astrologer Natasha Weber, aka Astro Tash, joins us now live out of Melbourne. Nice to see you. Welcome to the show. What you do is more than just horoscopes, of course. Can you explain what you look at and how you interpret the stars and planets?
Yes, well, I start by calculating an astrology chart using a time, a date and a location. So that is a latitude and longitude. An astrology chart is basically a snapshot of the heavens at an exact moment in time, and it shows the planetary positions in their respective zodiac signs and the mathematical relationship that everything is making to each other. And then I'll base my predictions and horoscopes on these charts.
Before we get into your New Year predictions, we're currently in a Mars retrograde through Gemini. Is that correct? What does that actually mean and how does it affect us? Sounds intense.
It is. Well, when Mars is in retrograde, it appears to move backwards in the skies as viewed from our vantage point here on Earth. And in astrology, this can mean frazzled nerves, frustration, fatigue and brain fog. And because Mars is reversing through Gemini, which is the sign of communication, it can cause clashes of opinions and arguments. And if you've got your finger in too many pies, or you're juggling heaps of tasks, or you're just spreading yourself too thin, then the key to surviving and thriving during Mars retrograde is to prioritise your commitments and delegate where possible.
Oh, that's so interesting. Now, looking at 2023, it's not all going to be sort of peace, love and happiness, the world we'd love it to be. But you say March could see one of the biggest shifts of the century, is that right?
Yes, well, we have Pluto moving into Aquarius next year from March until June for the first time since the late 1700s. And of course, back then, we had the first industrial revolution. So we can expect to see similar themes and trends this time around.
Wow.
So think major developments in space travel, artificial intelligence, and in technology, particularly with Web3, which is set to revolutionise the next phase of the internet. Fossil fuel will also be on Pluto's hit list, so we'll be hearing a lot more about climate change action and renewable energy solutions. And the good news story with Pluto in Aquarius is that it brings support for aged care and minority groups and positive developments for the disadvantaged. But it's important to remember that Pluto will only be in Aquarius for those 3 months from March until June. So that's when we're going to get this preview into what our long-term future has in store, because Pluto will be in Aquarius for 20 years. So it is a work in progress.
Wow. So in March, if it's the next industrial revolution, we'll come back and there'll just be robots if AI has that big surge. So we can take some time off. We might just pencil that in now. Let's talk about love. What can people expect for their love life next year?
Yes, well, Venus will be retrograding through Leo from July until September, and this could bring a love revelation for some, and for others, it can reconnect old flames. So we will be reflecting on what we want and what we need from our relationships during those months. And with Leo being the royal sign, it's important not to allow your pride or your ego get in the way of a healthy and loving relationship.
Nice. All right, Tasha, we're really out of time, but we do have to say it's been a tough year for so many people, emotionally and financially. Any relief ahead in 2023? Any light at the end of the tunnel?
Well, Jupiter moves into Taurus in May. Jupiter's the planet of expansion and Taurus is the money sign. So when we add these two together, unfortunately, it does equal further inflation and interest rate rises. But I am hopeful that October's eclipse in Taurus will bring about a solution, or at least part one of a solution to our financial woes. And that's because this eclipse links to the Taurus eclipse story that began in 2021 and it wraps it up. And also, Jupiter in Taurus will get us to take a closer look at how we source our food and our produce.
All right. Thanks for walking us through that. Astro Tash, nice to see you.
Pleasure.
Amazing.
Have a good
Thank you
Chrissy.
so much.
Thank you.
Thanks. You too.